feeling it
I'll
too.
bet.
What, you want alcohol?
No, I've got a
Oh, okay.
So I would just.
wedding
You're
is
just,
fun.
okay, very good. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Cute.
Okie doke. Now we have to put them up,
Right,
Okay.
right.
and
Could be.
I reuse this horse powder, and I put it in a bottle so it comes out in one hole. The Gold Bond is multiple.
Has multiple holes, right?
So what we suggest possibly is put tape across all but one hole, and then,
Right.
and then it doesn't mess up
Right.
everything so
Right,
bad.
because it's just right. It would go
You
everywhere,
just
right.
get one hole or two or whatever,
Right.
and you can see how when I put this on, it comes out in where I pointed,
Right.
but we don't.
And you're applying it liberally there. You really go to town with it,
very
right?
liberally,
Good.
because he's maybe going to shake his head before we get
Right.
finished here.
Right.
But this is fold over. This one place here, the edge folds
Mm-hmm.
over, and so you want to make sure you get lots of powder
Okay.
where you fold that over
Right.
so it stays dry, and
Right.
then I powder the edge on that as well. And we do both ears.
You don't go inside, right? You just
No,
stay
no,
on
no,
the outside only.
Well, outside only
Right.
the fur.
Right.
Because in some cases, we've noticed that people that do the ears, they pull the hair off with the
Ouch.
tape when they untape.
Yes.
And the ears are bare where the
Right.
tape is on the fur. And so we try to keep it as normal as possible and make sure that raw edge which was cut is lots of powder as well.
You too, Beth. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, Beth.
I'll call you tonight.
It's just hard to open. It's a
Okay, now
commercial door.
I have a clean alcohol sponge,
Automatic.
and we see we've got powder on the inside of the
Right.
ear.
Arms
We
out.
that
take
off.
this sponge and take all the powder off that part of the ear.
Okay.
So it's nice and clean, and it can stay even a little moist.
So there's nothing really open that would sting from the alcohol any longer,
Right.
right? Okay.
And you see where we tape this down? We
Mhm.
want to put that on the outside. So
Okay.
that
Oh, it doesn't rub.
part, now you see how that goes way down in?
Yep.
Oh my.
And I
All the
take
way.
a hold of the end of the ear and
Mhm.
put my finger on the top of the tube and make sure that's down and bring that as straight up as I can bring it straight up. And then I usually take the 1/2 inch and start. Now this hits, they don't like anything like this
Wait.
dragging over.
Tickling them. Oh, I know. I know.
Oh, sweet.
Now you want to make sure that tip stays up to the top. And I keep my finger on this tube
Holding it.
to keep it
Right.
sticking fast. And I was pressing the tube out, which was maybe pressing there, and that's what he didn't like. You have to try and keep it vertical if you can. No, don't, just let it go. He has to learn to stay. And then I take the inch part and start it about up here. Good boy. I got that twisted.
Yeah.
Here's
Yes.
another piece.
Yeah, that better be just. Can't get that. No.
Okay, so you're hitting into the.
that sticky
I
part,
see,
yeah.
right.
No, 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 no. Good boy.
One.
Pull the ear away and get that down, stick to the tube. And then I usually take my hand and
And just warm it up and adhere it, right.
make sure it sticks and forms to the tube. And you see the end is still up.
Exactly where it
That's-
was, right.
Right, and that tube is down well in the ear. Okie doke, now we need another.
One
Good
down,
boy.
one to go. Where are you? You're squirming so much I can't see you any longer. Wrong end. There he is.
So funny.
I don't like it. I don't like this very much. Felt good a few minutes ago with the powder, but not anymore.
Really like a pity party
Right,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
No one's kissing me anymore.
All of you people, nobody's making it better.
Funk's
Such a
over me.
Aww.
No, you have to stay still. Yes. Good boy.
It's a really good exercise for them to learn this kind of
Patience and waiting.
yeah.
He-
being quiet and tolerating this.
He wasn't too bad. We made sure we had lots of powder on that ear.
Cleans the inside.
Let me clean that off good.
In general, how many months does it usually take before they're finished?
We think you should keep it up at least until 6 months,
6 months.
because then they're done with their teething. And if you take them down earlier than that, they're going to fall.
Oh,
Because of teething.
I
They
see.
just, it doesn't work to do both things. So at 6 months, we recommend you
Now, you
take
see,
it
that's
down or
almost
let it off. For
About the same as that.
as long as
Very
it will
close,
stand.
But we try and
If it
stretch
drops,
it up so
if
that's
either one
as
of them drop,
straight
put them
as
both back
possible.
up and put them for another week. or
Together,
2
put
weeks.
them both
on
up,
that
yep.
to
And
keep
then
that stuck to
try
the
it again. And you
tube.
keep doing that as long as until they stand for
Right, so
you.
that
Got
thumb
ya.
stays there until tape replaces it, essentially. Until you're
Yep.
taping it
Right.
Yep.
right. Now you'll move it right, okay.
Right. See, now that's pretty fast. Now, see, now he doesn't like anything rubbing, dripping around, and you have to try and be careful. No, be good boy. Be good boy. Now you bring that around so it pulls that in. Okay, we tuck that in, and now we're all set.
That was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Now,
I will be impressed
It's
with
gonna
myself.
take
The day
longer.
I can do it that quick.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
he's had a few
long
years
time.
practice.
now,
You'll get better each time.
Yeah.
once you have it up, and if you let it more than a day and so forth, sometimes when you're pulling this around, you see how this kind of gets tight across there? Now, I don't think you'll have any trouble with this for a day, but if you let it on for a couple days and so forth, sometimes you'll get a little irritation there. And
Sometimes the
as
heat
long
might
as
make
the
us
ear is
swell.
up
Okay.
like it is now, it's
It's still
perfectly
buddy.
good and it's fine, and I do this sometimes routinely, is just go in there and clip that. Now you
Right,
see
let the
how that
pressure up.
relieves that?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And it doesn't change the fact that it's tight and it's there. You can do the same thing down here.
Because this area is not intricate to the stability of
Right.
the ear
Right,
itself while it's
right.
posted. Right. So that's just to let
But
it breathe
you
out.
have to watch
Yeah.
for irritation anytime, every day, and during the day as far as places like that are concerned. And just keep him as comfortable as possible as far as the whole situation is concerned. And I think they look pretty good. Now we have to tie them together. We want to tie them so they're parallel,
Right.
pretty much up.
So straight up and
And right, and
Mhm.
he doesn't like this dragging, so I stick that to the back of my hand, so it's up in the air.
Done.
Oh,
He said he's done.
Here,
Yeah, he's just about had it.
I see. You kind of sneak that last piece
Yeah.
on. I see.
now stay up there. That's good.
I know. I know. We're almost done.
Okay, so we stuck that one fast. Now we have to get them so they're not in or out, but parallel straight up. Now that's pretty good.
That's not looking.
Now the thing we have to worry about is really in a matter of hours this will come loose
Right.
and so forth. So we have to take a little piece of extra tape,
Just take
and
that part out.
wind that around to keep that tight together around the ear so that doesn't slip off. And there we go.
That's it.
You're
Look
all
at
set,
that.
buddy.
Look at you, Clyde.
Very
Look at
handsome.
you. So every day, right? Take them down, put it back up every day. Okay.
I would.
This
And
week.
no rest period
This
in
week,
between.
no.
There's no.
I never let 'em
straight
off my
through,
lap.
right?
If you want to watch TV for a half hour or an hour
Right.
and massage his ears
Right.
and play with him and so on, that's okay.
But no longer
But
than
don't
that.
let him down.
Right.
Don't
And
let
no-
him go
'cause a lot of
play
people
or
will
anything.
say, you know, put them up for 4 or 5 days.
I
Let them
know,
down for
no,
4 or 5
no,
days, and that
no,
never really
no.
made a lot of sense to
I
me.
think
No,
you're
no.
losing
what you've
all-
accomplished.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes.
The progress I've always
Yes.
thought that.
Once we start to do this, keep them up.
Right.
Keep
okay.
them up.
Yeah, you want the ear to form to the shape of that tube,
Right.
because if it's flat, it'll tend to flip,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's curved, it'll stand up
Right.
as far as that.
Right.
And you have to do this, and you let them down for one day and let them flop, you're losing a week's
Right.
training.
Yeah, yeah.
That never made sense to me. I've heard a lot
No,
of people
a
say
lot of
that
people
to me.
say this.
I did it with Squishy
Right.
because I didn't know any other way.
Exactly.
But it always just seemed counterintuitive to me.
Yeah.
Why am I
Yeah.
putting them up for 5 or 6 days or whatever it was, and then I'm going to let them down for 3 or 4
That's
days?
why
It's
we
just-
want to get them as clean, no sores, no
Right,
problems, so
right,
that
Right.
you can do that.
And this way is so much, the way they had showed me, Squishy's breeders had shown me to do it, they were having me take, it was a real strong adhesive that I used to have to buy at a hardware store.
Yeah. Oh.
Put the adhesive on the ear,
Oh.
and that just killed everything.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was, the vet said it was an allergic reaction to it, but
Oh.
it's not an allergic
I don't
reaction.
know.
I'm putting like
Yeah.
cement in the dog's ear. I think any dog
They
would have this
put it up
reaction.
this
would
way?
burn it. Yeah, they had me putting it on the inside of the ear.
Yeah.
And then I was using a tampon. So
Okay, yeah.
tampon in, wrap tampon onto the ear, which had the cement on
Yeah.
it already, and it just seemed so extreme. It
Yeah.
seemed to me that this is 11 years ago. The internet
Right.
information
Well-
wasn't available, so I only knew what this breeder told me, and it just all seemed very too much adhesive, too much
Right.
cement on the
Right.
ear, and then
you had to get
it was
clean
like
it off.
toluene.
Yeah.
It was taking they would go to
Yeah.
the store and then buy. It was essentially paint thinner that they were giving me to take
To take it
the adhesive
off.
So everything
And that was
I
irritating
doing,
it.
Right,
Yeah.
everything I did irritated the ear.
Right.
So it just seemed like, we're going in a bad. It just seemed we were
Right.
doing it the wrong way. This seems so much
Then
easier
the
on
very-
the ear.
very
Well, we've
end-
made
didn't
some
use any
changes
powder.
through the years,
A treat.
tried to make it better.
He likes a treat.
This
Of
is much
course
better.
he
always
likes
gets a
the treat.
Yes, he always gets
I
a
was waiting
treat.
for my treat.
How
I
long
was gonna get
are
one.
the cardboard? Do you actually just cut the cardboard in half from when they come, from the cleaners? Do you
No.
take it? No. What is the
He's-
length of the cardboard
Right now,
tube? Do you know?
No,
he's
I think
cutting
John's
them
got
in
it down
three.
to a
Three
size.
sections.
Oh, okay.
3
But-
sections. Uh-huh.
This,
They're gonna
this
get
is
longer.
very
Bigger,
close
because
to
they're
the
gonna get
end.
bigger, right?
These tubes,
We
Mark
just
them.
measured them.
you can, if you don't cut any off, you're not Titan, you're Clyde.
You're Clyde.
That's right. You're
Uh,
The last one
Clyde.
was
Turkey
Triton.
boy
Right,
too.
this is
Turkey
this
boy
is
too.
Clyde.
I mark them, but I get this length tube is 5 1/4 inches or 5 and a
Okay.
half, 5
You can get
1/4
three.
inches. But I get 3 of these out of one
Okay.
tube,
Okay.
and that usually works for a
Couple weeks.
couple weeks or a month. Now the ear is going to grow and
Right.
get longer, so then you'll have to put another half inch
Right,
on the
right,
tube.
right.
So
And
you're
you
gonna
can
get two.
tell when you're stretching the ear
Right,
up.
it
Yeah.
starts to.
And
Yeah.
Now you need
this
to move
size
up.
tube,
You
put
don't-
it 1/4 of an inch longer the
right.
next tube, so forth. I have to do so many tapings that I cut a bunch
To mass production.
Prepared.
at the same time and so forth, and I use them pretty fast. But once we get down to a couple dogs, why I can not cut ever so many. And
Right.
You told him how to pull the wire out of the hanger, or of the
Don't
tube.
you just unclip it from one end and the
bring
other?
me a pair of pliers and the
Oh, a pliers?
He uses long